Hey guys, Jet888 here. It is the 17th of February. When the news reporters told Elon Musk that he had detractors and that they believe that he's orchestrating a hostile takeover of the government and doing it in a non-transparent way, and it just happens to land on the 11 minutes and 9 seconds. If you flip that over and switch it around, that's 9/11. But when the reporter asked Musk that, or just mentioned about what do you think about your detractors saying that you might be orchestrating a hostile takeover of the government, it's really interesting. He not once said, I'm not doing a hostile government takeover. He started talking about the election. So he obviously avoided the topic of conversation. See, replied Trump, we won the House. We won, did he say Senate? And then he talks about you can't ask for a stronger mandate from the public. Yeah, the public voted for Trump. And the question was, are you doing a hostile takeover, as his hand's doing the little chop sign? Interesting. So he's removing his hat, which said, Make America Great Again, but it's a black hat. So here's some numerology for removing hat is distraction and trumpets. So the removes hat is also the 756 and 126 is all eyes on me. And the 666 is Elon Musk, because me, E-M and M-E is Elon Musk. So all eyes on Elon Musk, and Elon Musk's numerology is 666.
There's a higher standard of living available for everyone. That's the actual goal. Everyone's very quiet. Nobody is quiet?
Your detractors, Mr. Musk.
What?
Including a lot of Democrats.
I have detractors?
You do, sir.
I don't believe it.
Say that you're orchestrating a hostile takeover of government and doing it in a non-transparent way. What's your response to that criticism?
Okay, so I found that quite interesting that I'm not the only one who feels like somehow this is going to be an attempted takeover. Look at Trump. He's going to have a slight smile on his face when he heard that Elon was being accused of having some detractors. So I felt this was kind of strange when the reporter told Elon Musk that there's some people who think that you're trying to do a takeover in a very non-transparent way, which was spoken at 11:09 in this video. Elon Musk had a black hat. Normally, Make America Great hats are red, but in this case it was black. So he takes off his hat in disgust almost, like, what? He was so surprised. So he removed his Make America Great Again hat. Is that admitting right there that they're right? They caught him? I don't know. That's kind of a weird response. When I look at the words red versus black, just because usually it's a red hat that says Make America Great Again and Elon's wearing a black hat, so I put in red versus black. So red versus black, which has the English and simple gematria of 960 and 160. When I look at that, there's your word assassination. There's your 611. But the same simple in English gematria. As we see the Abraham Lincoln in the background. Lincoln, of course, was assassinated, dying on April 15th, 1865. So I'm looking at the word detractors there with the English and simple gematria at 738 and 123. And there's your Abraham Lincoln, New Beginning. The person who's funding Elon Musk is Peter Thiel, whose anagram is the reptile. And you've got Trump wanting all this AI stuff, and the word corona vaccine, the anagram for that is AI can cover con. Maybe that's why they want so much AI to take over. How convenient is that? So we have detractors, Abraham Lincoln, and New Beginning. And look how similar the sounds of black hat and black cat are. When I look at the English and simple gematria of black cat, it's COVID, killed, sheep, machine, cyber, deceive, red flag, cloned, and divide. Imagine that. And remember the red flag. They show you everything. Here's an example. This is a March 11th, 2020 photo of Donald Trump. Notice in the background, right where the Lincoln copper penny head is right now, here's a man carrying man. Looking at gematria, the 906 and 151, it's English and simple gematria. Man carrying man is USA President, drained the swamp, Lord of Shot, and he was because of the Operation Warp Speed that he doled out all those injections to everyone, and the Great Reset, which he is part of. So don't think that what we're seeing in the backgrounds or around the president or what they want you to see doesn't have another hidden underlying message. Actually, it's not hidden, it's in plain sight. But here he is 12 days ago. So there's your Abraham Lincoln. And that's funny. So when I look at Abraham Lincoln, there's 305, 738, and there's 123, as in ABC, as in alphabet agencies, ABC and Google and the technocrats, Silicon Valley. So Abraham Lincoln and forehead sign are one and the same. Except forehead sign, when you keep going forward, it's 666, 111 in the English and simple gematria. And here's Elon Musk doing a little forehead sign. I mean, watch this. Here's his forehead sign. Yep, forehead sign, which is Abraham Lincoln, which looks just a little bit like Elon Musk, which also has some of the similar numerology as the word president. So here's Abraham Lincoln, but he died on the 15th of April. Here's Elon Musk School, Astronova. The admissions deadline is April 15th, and look at the logo. The anagram for Astronova is avatars on. Trump in the White House with the same pictures of his family. He also has a big box of pens. It looks like cigars, but it's not. Those are the pens he uses when he signs his the documents. So box of pens at 6:03 is Donald Trump dead, and at 1:16 it's global reset. And the horse in the background. And yesterday when I asked this question to Google, how many horse statues or paintings are in the White House? And this says the White House does not have horse statues or paintings of horses, but there is an equestrian statue of Andrew Jackson near the White House, so that's a lie. This was my question yesterday to it. How many horse statues or paintings in the White House? But today when I asked the question, are there any statues or paintings of horses in the White House? It answers yes, there have been horse-related art and sculptures in the White House. So this is inside the White House. Those are horses. This is in the Roosevelt Room, and there's a painting of a horse right there. And the reason why I thought this was interesting, because the word horse I see quite often in lots of Netflix videos, and everywhere you look there's horse pictures or sculptures. It's equivalent to the word frogs. And in Aesop's Fables, number 44, The Frogs Who Desired a King, was the story about a bunch of frogs who said that they wanted a king, and when they got the king, it ended up, it was a snake, but they made it a crane. So the crane eats the snakes. And the moral of the story thing is humanity deserves the rulers it gets. Frogs must have their storks. So I've incorrectly been referring to the crane when actually in the story, in the fables, it was a stork. And there is a difference because when I look, stork versus crane is Elon Musk. Storks is also DJ Trump, as in Donald J. Trump. And stork in English and simple gematria is the snake, as in the reptile, as in Peter Thiel, who funds Elon Musk and who is the president of the Bilderbergs, who I think is way too close to Washington, being from Germany as well. So he's also an outsider, which is what Donald Trump was referring to when he read the poem The Snake. So maybe we should think about that. And stork at 3:30 for the Jewish gematria is also Musk, which I think is interesting. And I didn't really pick this up much, but Musk really looks like Keanu Reeves, also by the window. With the long coat, and interesting in the background, it says exit. One other thing, a whole side note here regarding the little heroes that they were showing in 2020. Notice the Space Needle in the background. When I looked at the anagram for Space Needle, it's deep cleanse, as in eugenics, as in Bill Gates. And both having the English and simple gematria of Pokemon, I thought was interesting. But I just find that the numerology that they dive into, and I think that they use it, I just think it adds up to interesting results. And so Elon Musk, instead of directly answering the question, are you taking over the White House?
And that's what people are going to get. They're going to get what they voted for.
He states this is what the people voted for, and they're going to get what they voted for. So looking at the frogs who desired a king, that would be a lot of the MAGA people. Elon Musk revelation, which sort of goes to the what Elon Musk said is you get what you ask for at 2008 and 1290-215, which is Elon Musk Neuralink. And that's also equivalent at the 2008 down below at President Donald J. Trump, Make America Great Again. You know, these people, to me, they are experts, masters at plausible deniability, because I think that they know what they're doing when they connect all this stuff together. But it's really hard to prove it because it's so subjective.
At every rally, people voted for major government reform, and that's what people are going to get. They're going to get what they voted for.
Looking real quickly at the word, playing on the word king, there you have Elon's Dodge. It's the same Jewish gematria, which Dodge can also be e-god, as in electric god. And king at 246 and 41 is the same as USA. This is the fable. I find it sort of interesting because people insist on having someone leading them, so there goes your sovereignty. But king, log, and king's stork. So this says, the frogs prayed to Jove for a king, not a log, but a livelier thing. Jove sent them a stork who did royal work, for he gobbled them up, did their king. The moral is don't have kings. So here's your king's stork. The gematria is exactly the same as chromosomes, which looks like an X. And Donald Trump, in his reading of the snake, mentions the Trojan horse like nothing we're going to notice or recognize, like nothing else before. We shouldn't have let it in, is what he said. I saw an interview with Bill Gates where this woman, I don't know who she was, sorry, she referred to all these tech guys as tech bros, and the anagram for tech bros is botchers. Botcher. So if we look at those technocrat, tech bros, and you go down here, look at technocrats. A crat, at least looking at the Oxford, it's denoting a member or supporter of a particular form of government or rule. But nocrats would be no rule of government. Do what thou wilt. Looking at this fable, King Log and King Stork, the numerology is the same. King Log and King Stork is one coin to rule them all. And the word coin can also be seen as the anagram icon. Cambridge states an icon is a small picture on a computer screen used to give instructions, or a famous person. There's Elon Musk's logo for his school, which is called Astronova, which when you look at the anagram, and I'll keep talking about that, but the anagram is avatars on, and it's Elon Musk who wants to have all these online schools for these kids. It's experimental schools for kids. There's your avatar. We'll look at that later. As we have the one coin to rule them all in the background, the one icon, which Elon showed us. So I also looked at Elon Musk and the word president, same numerology. And this picture is kind of interesting. There's the father, there's the son, and with all the symbolism around Trump, it looks like soon he's going to be some kind of ghost from the Lincoln. You know, he got assassinated, and the box of pens.
And a lot of times, people that don't get what they voted for, but in this presidency, they are going to get what they voted for. And that's what democracy is all about.
So here we are, Elon Musk's website for Astronova. The emissions deadline is April 15th, the same day that Lincoln died. And looking at the word Astronova, the anagram is avatars on. When we look at the 2025 avatar, which is coming up, Avatar 3, when I look at the numerology for Avatar 3 at 1081, it's also swamp. There's your Avatar 3, and Neuralink, which is the 119, which is the simple gematria for Avatar 3, which is also Neuralink, which we can kind of look at as with Elon Musk associated with that. Neuralink in its correct spelling is the same as internet and 9/11 at 630 and 105, which is also masonry. So the symbol of the A is the Masonic symbol. Okay, here we go. So Astronova is avatars on. April 15th, which is Don Trump, which happens to be Lincoln's death, which happens to be Astronova's emissions deadline, which happens to equal artificial intelligence at your 501 and Donald Trump death at 176. As Elon Musk gives his forehead sign, which is Abraham Lincoln. And looking at Astronova's avatars on, we go to the avatars 3, 2025, which is the fire and ash, as we've seen Los Angeles burn down. It's 3 hours and 12 minutes, which happens to be 312 is burial, sick people, gates, nova as in astronova, NWO as in New World Order, an American hero. A lot of people might look at Trump as their hero, which is an idol or an icon or a coin. As we see the Lincoln head, the coin in the background of Donald Trump's Oval Office, Avatar 3 with the stork and the Masonic symbol at 1081 is also swamp and Trump assassination. Black horse and a cherry tree also happens to be 1081, and black horse is drones and Cherry Tree happens to be District of Columbia. You also see the dark horse in the background removing his hat. As Elon Musk, when he gets called, being reminded that he has some detractors, he doesn't look too upset about it. Here, so he's going to take us out once, and now again, his timing may have been off, I don't know, but Donald Trump seems to think it's kind of funny. He doesn't look too upset. Trump's probably wondering if the people fell for it, as Elon does the chop sign. 1081 also equals population reduction with the vibrations. And Elon Musk also, when he gives his forehead sign, they're all 666 and 111, which is also the New World Order Black Mamba, which we could also sort of look at that as all that microwave will be coming through the atmosphere, affecting everybody. Because they have to have this for their 5G, for their artificial intelligence, in order to collect all the information on everybody. At 11:9, it's part of their master plan. And Jove is the god of thunder and sky. And what do you think SpaceX is, Elon? What do you think he's trying to do? Jove, Nova as in Astronova, and NWO as in New World Order. And there's your X. There's your X and your king stork and your chromosomes. As Musk removes his black hat, which at 9:30 and 155, it's also singularity, which is all about making us transhuman. That's why they've got so much metal in the atmosphere and the environment. They're going to Frankenstein us if you let them. And I think I've seen a couple symbolisms which they're trying to show regarding Elon Musk and all the news reporters. So here we are with one Lincoln head, and on the other side is the other Lincoln head. The box of pins, the horse in the background, which can represent also the frogs. The black hat versus the red hat means assassination. And here we have in the room the Father, the Son, and might be in the future a soon-to-be ghost.
And I heard it, and I said, boy, that's exactly what's going on here. The snake. Because people are coming across our border, people are coming in and brought into our country. We are going to make potentially the Trojan horse look like something that's very unimportant by comparison.
So speaking of people coming from out of the country, here's Peter Thiel. His anagram is the reptile. He was born in Frankfurt, Germany. He's educated at Stanford. Does that look like paperclip number 2 coming along? And he funds so much of what Elon Musk does. Elon Musk is from South Africa. Neuralink, 9/11, and Messenger all have similar gematria. During this talk with Elon Musk in the Oval Office regarding his taking over of the government in a non-transparent way, he happens to be dressed a little bit like Keanu Reeves of The Matrix. And it's interesting that Keanu, is that how you say it? Keanu Reeves and Elon Reeve Musk all have a name in common of Reeve. Just looking at the word matrix, it has some common gematria. Look at Mayday and Matrix, like Mayday as in SOS. Also the Matrix, like around the dance around the maypole, which is somewhat of a satanic ritual. Here's your burnt hair, which I'll show you later, goes back to Elon Musk. Storm, which we've all heard Donald Trump talk about. Reptile is Peter Thiel's The Reptile, Peter Thiel. That's his anagram. And Mark A. King. Other common gematria for Elon Reeve Musk is Donald Trump code and connect the dots. Boer is a term for South African person of Dutch descent or a breed of goat, and I find that somewhat interesting because Kenu and Baphomet have common gematria. Here's the coat of arms for South Africa. Look what it says there. This is for the South African Republic. This is where Elon Musk was born. It means unity makes strength, and I'm doing a video on that right now regarding United States, and we know how he wants to connect all the minds together with that Neuralink. When I look at the English, just anagram, putting that together, it's gated mark net MAGA. Sounds pretty entrapping to me. And here's the matrix. And notice how they're also both in front of a window, which looks like symbolic of Mondrian. And if I have time, I'll look at that closer. But here's more similar numerology. The Matrix, Great Reset, Microsoft, The Storm, Peter Thiel. And Bill Gates is very deep into this and still involved with the president. And when you look at Astronova with the avatar Fire and Ash, and all that is connected to, and the grid structure, which is like the artwork of Mondrian, that's Damn Iron, or D Iron Man, as in D-Day, like Operation Warp Speed. But do you see anything that looks like similar? There's your forehead sign. They're all at 666, 111, 666, 11, 111. Burnt hair, which is also part of Elon Musk's Boring Company, which I've shown before. Here we go. Let's see. The flamethrower and burnt hair, along with all my dust. As a lot of Los Angeles just has recently burnt down, where all these companies are. The Google companies, all those guys, all the tech companies. Yeah, all this just happens to have the 666 and 111. Here is University of Pennsylvania, where Elon Musk went to and Trump went to Wharton. And here are these birds flying. And here's Elon Musk's Astronova School, where they also have birds flying, but these birds are flying upside down. I find that very interesting. So as they got rid of the Department of Education, Elon Musk is also doing all his online school for education, supposed to be one of the most exclusive schools you can find. And interesting, that Wharton school is just letters off of the word for the school, Hogwarts. NGS is the last letters left over, and it's next generation sequencing. So I just found that was interesting. Lots of billionaires have gone to Wharton, including Trump. And regarding the Iron Dome for America, the Iron Mountain, you look at the anagram, man out, iron in, I mourn nation. And when Donald Trump read his snake song, or snake poem, the moral of the story is you're going to be betrayed by your kindness. And look at this. This is a 2017 of Trump taking the oath in the White House there, taking the oath. Touching the Bible, but he didn't touch the Bible this last time. So you know how they're doing all the cutting the education department? And remember how COVID made it so a lot of online education started? I think that's where it became really well known, was due to that. Everyone being locked in at their house, online education started to become more popular. So you just happen to have Elon Musk has his Astronova schools. Notice the logo. Astronova School, successor to Ad Astra, is a non-profit online school founded by Elon Musk and Joshua Don. I haven't looked up his name yet. on the campus of SpaceX. The Washington Post said it was possibly the most exclusive school in the world. So Elon Musk is also linked to a new private school in Central Texas, Ad Astra. This states it's open right around the corner from Elon Musk's massive corporate compound in Bastrop County. So he got the green light to open it in Texas. So Musk, who Trump tapped to co-lead a new federal Department of Government Efficiency, has voiced support for the future president's goal of abolishing the U.S. Department of Education. I'm not that far away from believing that too, because it's an indoctrination center, but you know, do you want to jump from the frying pan to the fire? And he has provocative views about pedagogy. He says education should be as close to a video game as possible. So, oh my God. So Musk self-identifies as a disruptor. So this is his astronova.org school. Born at SpaceX, Astronova is an experimental online school for kind, independent, and daring kids. So here's the logo. Does anyone know what the word captology means? Because that's what I see when I look at that logo. You get the two triangles, one on top of the other, but you see the negative space, that white in there, and the top of the, you've got two symbols of, to me, what would look like captology. You got the white tip of the triangle, which looks like what we see in our $1 bill. And then you've got the bigger triangle on top of the first triangle. So that to me looks like captology. So here's captology. Captology is the study of how computers can be used to change people's attitudes or behavior. The term is an acronym for computers as persuasive technologies. Persuasive technologies. Does that sound a little like mind control to you? So you're going to send your little darlings to the school. That school should be like a video game, and the anagram for that school is avatars on. So again, be careful what you ask for.
The people voted for major government reform, and that's what people are going to get. They're going to get what they voted for.